underway. Samsung Blue starting out as the blue team, of course, coming into this one. And we've already highlighted whether they're going to keep up their bans. Throughout the groups, they focus on a Zilean and Alistar ban. There's the Alistar. Zed, of course, focused towards high. Yasuo, no surprises there for Dade.
So I've noticed a couple of trends here in Blue's game and in their pick and bans. They've banned Alistar and Zilean every single game that it wasn't banned against them. There was one game where it was banned against them. So I feel like that does open up more opportunity for the red side for Cloud9, because they have had a problem in the mid lane champion pool specifically.
It's going to be an interesting one. These last couple of bans taking a little bit of time. Final ban out will in fact be Maokai here. Funnily enough, Acorn's most played champion. 3 games, 3 wins. No Zilean ban up until now either.
So, first time Samsung Blue have let this through. Let's see whether Cloud9 feel it's a problem, whether they want to take it, because the one game that actually Cloud9 picked up Zilean was their loss.
I really don't agree with that ban for Cloud9, because Blue, it's not a Dade champion, and Heart only played it 2 times in Champions, and they went 1-1 with it. So it's definitely not something they've been focusing on, and that's probably something that they would have let go.
So, first pick here coming in then for Samsung Blue will be for Heart, and it's going to be Thresh, a champion which so far in Worlds 2 out of 2 wins. Back if you look at the OGN season and their playoffs, he played 4 games, won all of them. A big pick here first of all for Heart.
Yeah, 31 assists on that in those 2 games, which is incredible really. When you think of the group that they were in, the group of death in there with Fnatic, OMG. At the moment, we are seeing, well, okay, so Bulls. Rumble was available, and they've gone with Rise. This could be a mid-rise, but chances are that's a top rise. And Meteos, he's got his hands on his Kha'Zix.
So far, I think this picks and bans is going fairly well for Cloud9, considering they're on red side, and they usually have a really hard time on red side, because taking away Thresh as a first pick is not really a take away from Cloud9. Lemon hasn't even played it in the group stages. He really prefers the backline disengage supports, Janna, Morgana, Nami, and locking in Rise 4 balls early and Meteos' crucial Kha'Zix that he can farm on are 2 really high priority picks here for C9.
So on to Samsung Blue, then they will take Tristan here for Deft. Actually the first time that we'll see him play that in the World Championships so far. And if you look in towards OGN, only played it a couple of times there as well. Elise will be the pick for the jungle then. So Spirit, this will be his 2nd game, won the first one. I mean, they only lost 1 game throughout the whole group stage, so sample size not huge on that one.
Really surprised by the Tristana picked up here for Deft. He's been really preferring the Twitch, Kog'Maw, and Corki. You know, the only ones he's played in groups, and the top 3 from Champions as well for him. He's talked about how much he loves these skill shot champions like Corki and Kog'Maw because he can continue to thread in poke as he's moving around these team fights. It's one of the reasons why he can squeeze every last drop of DPS out of his champions, because he's constantly throwing the skill shots in between attack moves.
So it's really moving into what we suspected for this team. Syndra being locked in for high. That was, of course, let through. We wondered whether that was going to be picked up by him. And Lemonation actually getting on one of his favorites, the Morgana pick.
Yeah, that definitely has been a Lemonation special. I mean, during the North American regular season, it was a champion where he put tons and tons of games on. And this C9 matchup right now is looking pretty AP heavy, but they do have a big AD threat jungler. So it's going to be decently balanced in that end game, and they have a lot of pick potential with both Syndra and Morgana locked in at the same time.
So what's coming up here in the final picks for Samsung Blue? Rumble and Jace. Definitely 2 possibilities. Of course, Nidalee on the line there for Acorn as well. We'll see if he ends up locking that one in with that Jace for the mid lane. It will be mid lane Jace here for Dade. We did, of course, see Samsung White play Jace as well yesterday.
Poking for days here, I think.
Yep, in the mid lane there, he's going to match the range with range. So for the late game, Blue have pretty good range, but really this Nidalee is kind of an anomaly here for Blue. And people were talking about how Cloud9, one of the big advantages for them would be how well they split pushed and how well the shot calling helped them during their split pushing. But Acorn on this Nidalee, I'm really curious if he will go the save style and be AP or the more conventional sort of style and be AD and more bruiser-oriented and look for that split push.
So the Lucian-Morgana combo is the most successful for Cloud9 throughout the group stage. So they've got their hands on something they like. And honestly, Cloud9 have got a pretty good combo. You know, we talked about, obviously, how these both teams will be looking for the late game. Clearly, with the rise in there of Tristana, everybody wants to get to that late phase. We're expecting these games to go fairly long today. But Cloud9 have come out pretty well in this.
Yeah, I mean, while Blue have an edge in the late game scaling for AD carry, Cloud9 do have Ryze and they do have Kha'Zix, who both outscale their counterparts. So this game is going to be a lot about what we wanted it to be about, the late game shot calling from both teams, and, you know, which way do Samsung Blue want to go with this in Italy?
So there's my next question then. We're talking about compositions that we maybe expected from both these teams, looking at their strengths and weaknesses, but we also heard that Samsung Blue do the things that Cloud9 do, but maybe just a little bit better. Surely it's time at this stage to kind of change things up somewhat for Cloud9.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Blue now want to show them they can split push better too. We'll have to see.
Well, of course, as the teams are preparing to meet on the Rift, don't forget to tweet us using the hashtags SSB win for Samsung Blue, or of course C9 win for Cloud9. And don't forget to include at LOL Esports to let us know who you think will take this first match. It is a best of 5, remember, ladies and gentlemen, and this game could go long. What a fantastic start we have here. We'll see how this one plays out.
So, another one of those trends that I noticed when watching a lot of Blue games is that every single game in the group stages, they actually played in swapped lanes. One time it was initiated by OMG and they didn't initiate it, but every single game they have played in swapped lanes. And if you swap with a Nidalee, Nidalee can actually perform extremely well, even if she has to duo with a support, because she does act like a semi-AD carry in the early game for the laning phase. Very strong swap laning phase for them here.
Well, the aggression in the mid lane.
Yeah, not messing around there right at the start. High actually getting a blast off onto both Dade and Spirit, but not going to be too much to say about that. Meanwhile, on the bottom of the map, that's where pretty much the bulk of these two teams are right now. Lemon Nation waiting off to the side. Already a ward down, though, in that curved bush on Samsung Blue's side of the map to spot if Cloud9 do decide to come in. They have started, though, with an early sweeper there for Meteor, so they might be able to get that one away, and there it is.
So they do get that sweeper, but Cloud9 recall, they didn't get much vision down. Well, look at this. Blue have vision not only inside the red jungle of Cloud9 here, but also deep in the bottom lane. This bush ward down there in the lane will see where the 2v2 lane is going to go if they try and group the minions.
Well, you talked about the split and the changes. It looks like it may well be happening. Nidalee has been spotted, though, by that ward of Cloud9. Hart sticking around, did have the ward placed on him, but we can see they've cancelled the back. They're actually all grouping down the bottom, so I don't think we're going to get lane changes, but Cloud9, they're going for a late invade here.
Yeah, it does look like the late invade is a very real possibility. They also have the ward inside the red, but nobody's over there. Oh, 3 versus 5.
We'll see how this one works out. Lemonation comes around the side, they're going in!
Oh, Hart going to get bound up here. Can they finish him, though? They will. It's first blood going over to High. The man that we were looking at in that featured matchup, the man that his manager said is going to have to do well for Cloud9 to come out on top, gets first blood for the North American side.
And they're going to get the successful red invade off of that, plus no swapped lanes here. Yeah, the one spectator is a little ahead. We got it fixed up, though, all lined up here. Balls does have to use his teleport, so that's the one thing here. Oh, no, Acorn had to use his teleport as well, so Cloud9 completely winning this early game. Very, very strong push from them, even though they had less wards down.
Spirit, though, not going to go unanswered. He comes around, he will take himself the red buff, so it's going to be 2 buffs for both junglers. Starting out well, of course, that kill, that's the important thing. Going too high. We'll see when he goes back how he spends that gold, but getting a start early on, it's exactly what Jack talked about in that interview. Build high up.
Oh, a lot of aggression on this top side already. Acorn not messing around here, and Ball's going to go pretty low. He dodges that spear, though, and pretty crucial to him being able to stay in that lane for now. Obviously, does have pots to work his way through. We'll see how this one all works out with Nidalee having that heal, of course. Could be a problem for Balls as they once again go aggressive on one another. There's a pounce in. He's got the minions. Below flash from Acorn.
That trinket ward inside the lane bush from Balls was brilliant. Good thing he had that thing back up. Allowed him to win the trade. And we also want to point out that Nidalee is AP with the Doran's Ring. Spirit's gank not going to work out for them, and Ball's got vision on him. So all around, very, very good start here for Cloud9. Now Meteos also has the opportunity, since he saw Spirit up top, to go for some jungle invades and see what he can take away from this blue team.
Yeah, Spirit still spending a lot of time up there as well. And Meteos, like you said, coming in, gonna take away that. Oh, Spear landed on Balls, but Balls is at full health now. Up level 3, he's gonna get himself a big wave. So Samsung Blue, this is not working out for him. Both of them, standing on top of that ward. Balls is well aware of this.
The thing is, he's got to know there's a ward in there, because Balls placed that ward while he was fighting with Acorn. This is just a completely hilarious
the minions went up. That gave it away. There we go. You gotta wonder, I mean, that's clearly big nerves between them. Meteos, he's going in for Deft on the bottom.
Deft's at half HP as well, the damage is there. They're gonna switch over to Black comes out, the binding misses, but it doesn't matter. Sneaky's gonna pick up kill number 2 for Cloud9.
So a great aggressive early start from Cloud9, but remember what we talked about in the beginning of this game. The stats for comebacks for Blue, they are used to playing from behind, and now they're going to be in that position again. So Cloud9 will see if they can hold up and execute a game on the world stage, or if Blue are going to be able to claw their way back in late.
There is a massive difference building in that bottom lane. Sneaky way ahead right now of Deft, of course, just being forced out of the lane. Also got forced back as well. Has come back without buying, so he's still only at half health down that bottom lane, but we see Sneaky has gone back, got himself the pickaxe early on along with the longsword.
And there is, you know, that ongoing debate between on the analyst desk of Double F and Kreppel about the Lucian and Tristana matchup. But this one is obvious that it's going to, from this point on, definitely go in his favor. And that's a huge thing for an early game, because the top laners had used their teleports already. So if you can gain control of the bottom lane this early in the game, it opens you up to warding the dragon, and then you can time aggression on the bottom lane and go for an objective afterwards. High with the pick.
Hard face checking straight in there. High will find this one. He got his second kill. The shock blast comes through, but it is unanswered. And as you mentioned, this could indeed be the dragon. Sneaky's just gone back after buying. They're going to take everything away from Samsung Blue's jungle. Beat them early. That's how it worked for Fnatic. Can Cloud9 do the same?
Well, looks like they're just going to invade the red side. They don't want to press it too hard. I guess the dragon would be a little overzealous, since they didn't quite have vision on Spirit. Take away again, red side jungle.
Spirit himself actually was on the top side of the map, and he's going to come around the back of Bjergsen. Bjergsen, he just turned up. Pi, obviously, who plays for Cloud9 in the mid lane, if you didn't already know that one. He's also 2-0, by the way. And, well, in the end, Spirit actually being spotted, I think, coming down by the minions, so decided not to follow through. We do also still have Kha'Zix down on that bottom side. Meteos not backing away just yet, but with a lot of wards down on that tri-bush area, he decides to back off and get back to farming.
The other thing about all this focus, bottom side for Cloud9, is that Ball.
Whoa! That is not a good trade for Deft. That Ignite was used, though, so summon a spell down. He will be safe, but he's going to have to back away once again. 30-55 the CS stands, and he's going to lose out yet again. Hart taking a double from Sneaky, gets the Light Ringer on him, keeps the damage going, and again, they're missing out on all the CS. They're sticking around, they're playing really quite a dangerous game because they have no support from the junglers.
I just got to point out here, the difference in the focus of the junglers. Meteos has gotten so much done on this bottom side of the map, ganking and getting this bottom lane ahead so that the Lucian can punish this Tristana, whereas Balls is doing just
the binding lands. Actually, there's a TP coming down on him. Balls is going to join in the fight here. Who are they going to go for? It's an easy kill on the Heart. Deft walked away from it, but they're already on that tower now. The 4th kill for Cloud9. They did see Jace coming through, but thanks to that D ward, they can just back away, no problems, and go to Dragon.
Yeah, so Balls wasn't really necessary for the kill, but it does mean they have to take this Dragon now, because Acorn is left up top alone with the top turret. And Cloud9, they do get the zone off the bottom lane once again. So experience going to be lost for the bottom lane, while this Nidalee split push might become an issue. Already with the Sheen rush, he should be able to take down that turret fairly quickly.
Cast your mind back to last year, the Season 3 World Championships, where Koreans were dominating the lane phase. Right now, Sneaky has almost double the CS of Deft. This is unheard of stuff coming into these quarterfinals. They are really taking it to Samsung Blue, who themselves had, honestly, despite a 5-1 record in groups, a pretty shaky group stage. They were close to losing a couple of those games. Of course, they did lose the one to Fnatic. so they have been shown. And Cloud9, they've already beaten Najin Whiteshield, so they have the confidence. This is very different to yesterday's quarterfinals, where TSM were going in scared in their quarterfinals. Cloud9 are very much on their game here.
Incredible start for them, and 2,000 gold to lead. That turret did go back, of course, for Samsung Blue, the first one actually of the game that will fall, just to keep that gold that bit closer. But we can see right now the wave in the bottom lane is all up on Sneaky's tower. He'll quite happily tank those minions and keep this lane frozen. Means Deft really has nothing to work with here.
Yeah, let's take a look at the side lanes here, because Deft is sitting on an Avarice blade with Tristana under-leveled. Balls is up top, getting collapsed on with no turret, so he's probably dead.
Yeah, this is a problem for him. He has flash available, but I don't think he's going to use it. Tries to get himself sped up with that ultimate, but oh, the hook didn't quite land. We're going to see who gets it. It will be Acorn. He knew it was happening, but he's bought his team time in the mid lane. Nothing to come of it, though.
So Blue are going to have to use this Nidalee to buy themselves more time for this Tristana to become relevant at all in this game. They need to use Acorn and the power that he's gotten, the 2-level advantage over Rise, to pressure Cloud9 and pull them across the map. That's what they're going to try and do here, but Cloud9, they continue to focus bottom, and they're going to keep Deft down.
This could be very dangerous. Support and jungler waiting off to the side. There was a ping from Samsung Blue inside of their own jungle, despite not having much vision of that one. They will use that. Yeah, a flash early on then from Heart. And they obviously thought they were in there, didn't know exactly how many or who exactly was in there, so deciding to take the safe route out, but that leaves him open. It means they definitely can't defend this turret. Sneaky gonna throw the entire culling down. All of it pretty much hitting Deft there. He's gonna take the tower, and now Cloud9 closing in.
Oh, High's going to get caught out. He's going to try and turn the damage around. The hook down High. High in trouble. He goes down. He gets himself a kill at the end. Another reactionary kill comes out. Sneaky's the one that picks it up, and it's Cloud9 that are backing up in a 3v3 situation. Acorn chases, but it's still a 2-for-1 to Cloud9.
What a ridiculous ward and a hook right there. We're going to have to take another look at that replay, because he caught High right after the flash. That was spectacular for Blue. But again, that was only one kill to get back for the team, and another trade here. Meanwhile, Balls is getting farm up top, so he is evening up that CS. Wherever Blue move, Cloud9 are still taking something here.
And I just want to point out, we talked so much about Deft did 50% of his team's damage. All right. We'll forget that point and come back to it, because there's another replay.
So they already had this ward down. Oh, my goodness, he flashed into that hook, it looked like. Woo, right on point though, so they were able to trade, and that was the mid laner down. But again, they drew the teleport out also after the kill was already there. So Acorn left up that top lane. Balls has caught almost back up in CS now, which is really important for this Rise to get past the mana building phase.
Yeah, he's got that Catalyst and Tier on there, so he's starting to build up. And the fact that they are leading early on is only going to help him out here, because it takes the pressure off Balls, and he's happily to sit and farm in. He's going to go back down the bottom lane. You can see Acorn. He's going to be a problem on Nidalee, no doubt about it. We saw, of course, the usage that Balls himself used on Nidalee in the group stage, where they almost got that tiebreaker game to work for them. High, though, got to be careful. Heart swinging, catches again.
Hook coming in. There's 3 of them there. I fear for High. He's going to go down. No problems for Samsung Blue to pull that one out, and they instantly start moving here. Is it going to just be about vision for now? They know that Balls is down on that bottom side. They've got vision of Sneaky on the top side. I think they've spotted Lemon Nation as well. This is at least going to be a turret for Cloud9 on that top side. Balls, there's the hook. No, he goes wide.
So now he's got to know he's in trouble. He's running out of there. He should be okay, but that will give a trade in turrets. Cloud9 had taken control of the top side with Sneaky, with their strongest player on the team, but bottom side, Blue, oh, they don't go for it. They just go for the steal away.
Deft is hurting right now. You can see he's trying to take away the walls, trying to get in towards the Wraith. He can't even get there because Cloud9 are cutting him off. He will get himself a big wave this time around, so that's going to gain him a chunk of gold, but he is way behind right now on Sneaky, who himself, with that Brutalizer already in there, Infinity Edge, not far off, is going to be very strong. We're only 40 seconds away from Dragon. I think Samsung Blue have to give it up.
Yeah, they would have a really hard time contesting it. Really what they would probably try and do is split again with a try to create pressure somewhere else, because Cloud9 right now, Sneaky has so much flat attack damage, and the Brutalizer, this Lucian does so much more than a Avarice Blade Tristana at this point. They don't even want to try and meet up. They just keep depth split pushing and trying to farm while they slowly lose mid.
Oh, middle tower is going to go down. Dragon up in 15 seconds. We did see the recall from Spirit, so he's going to be healed up to get back into this fight. Balls is recalling, but he's got a teleport. Sneaky's recalling. He's obviously got no teleport. Deft is in that top lane as well, though, so a little bit of a janky setup here coming towards the Dragon.
So pretty much all that Cloud9 have to do for this Dragon is send balls up top because he has his teleport, and then go down to the Dragon with everybody because they can easily establish vision control. Like we said, they have the long-range snare potential with Syndra and Morgana. If they gain vision control around this Dragon, it's very hard for Blue, being too far behind, to do anything about it. So they send balls up top. There it is. They have the teleport advantage, and they should be able to gain control of vision, at least hard as hell. Nice number, though!
That is not what they needed. The Gulling goes down. That catches on, and he manages to take down Heart. So it's a 1-for-1, but the mid laner down is a big deal. It's only a 20-second death timer right now, but they're going to run towards this Dragon. It is a very, very risky playstyle for Samsung Blue, though.
Well, you can see Balls sort of hesitating there, hiding in the bush, but now he's going to show in lane. So Cloud9, pretty much they just trying to zone off Blue here so they don't try anything too sneaky while High is down. All they have to do is buy time for High to get back up, and the same is still true. They have their teleporter top. They can still set up vision control down here. But man, Sneaky is really showing up today. He is shining through. And there's a reason why people during the regular season of the North American LCS were talking about how he could be one of the contenders for best AD carry in North America, having hit that #1 spot on the Challenger ladder.
And that was my point I was trying to make out earlier before we went to the replay. That we talked about 50% of a team's damage almost for death, but Sneaky has been the man throughout the season to have the most damage in Cloud9. They're going to take this Dragon away, and that will be a good 6,000 gold lead for Cloud9. 3-1 up in turrets, have both Dragons away, and they have got one hell of a Fed Lucian.
This is going to be an interesting one. We saw how Deft was affected by that loss against Fnatic. Currently, he is still way behind on Sneaky, and it's causing problems because, as you said at the start, you know, Acorn had this big lead over Balls, but that's gone because they've had to try and gift all of the CS across the Deft, and Acorn is now actually being caught up by Balls. Balls himself just gone back to buy, get himself the Source Boots, had the Rod of Ages earlier on. And now he's starting to hit his power spike. He's slowly getting there, slowly building up. He's just had time to free farm.
Yeah, this Rise is going to be really, really scary towards the late game here. Cloud9 have a very, very strong hold on this game right now. And it's, again, that's why it was so surprising in the picks and bans, why Blue decided to go with this Nidalee pick. And then they have built her AP for the team fight, but her team fight scaling AP Nidalee is nothing compared to this Rise.
Wow, that is a big vote. 87% of you going for Cloud9, and well, look how far they are into Samsung Blue's jungle right now, looking for the catch. Blue did ping that side of their own jungle. They've got no vision there, and the wise thing to do would be to stay away as Sneaky. Wow. And just chunk down Deft to half HP. And here comes Sahai.
That's not a trade that they can win. Oh,
he got
this time, finally he gets out of the hook. Hart does not catch it on. Donnie caught down. He goes down. Balls gets the kill. The Cloud9 keep pushing on the tower. Oh, they've got Deft.
Oh, Deft's going to get burst down. Here comes Balls from the back. Elimination comes in. They've managed to find a Acorn. Hart goes low. This is a whitewash. Hart will fall off the ace. It's going to be a purple kill for Ball. An ace for nothing for Cloud9.
Clean ace right there, but they're all so low, and the death timers are so low that's this early in the game that they just recall. Whoa, that was ridiculous from Cloud9. And this is, again, all right, let's take another look at it, though, because Lemon Nation, the Morgana, sets up the pick, and he leaves the scene. But Paul's just walking over there, too. Dante continues to face check the bush that he just got hit with a binding out of. All right. Then there's a stun from High. This is why we always talk about Syndra's siege potential, because her long-range stun, you can catch people unawares even while they're defending their turret. And a beautiful dive from Cloud9. Meteos living with a sliver of HP.
Balls just on cleanup duty in the back there. Gets himself 3 kills, pounds himself into the lead in that top lane problem. And now a real problem emerges for Samsung Blue. They're behind in every single lane coming into this one. They can't get close, and Spirit's gonna find them once again. He gets caught. Oh, good shock blast though. Sneaky taking damage. Oh, a very, very good lantern there. Completely caught the counter camera off guard as well. Heart pulls Spirit to safety.
All right, so now Cloud9 just got to establish vision control around this Baron. They have cleared out a good amount of it. Sneaky little Deft down here in the bottom is getting CS while this happens, though.
Lemon Nation was still waiting around the side there to try and get it. I think this tower's gone, is it? No, Dade backed away from it. Balls steps up forward and they decide, no, can't do that. Deft will, however, get this bottom outer turret. So that's a bit of goal back for Samsung Blue. And Acorn and Heart actually moving towards the blue buff, which honestly, there's no vision there for Cloud9 on their own side of the jungle. So they're going to lose out on that.
Yeah, Blue do a good job. A little counter punch here, trying to take back a little bit of the ground that they gave up to Cloud9's bottom turret as well as a blue steal. But there's that vision around Baron. It's super early in the game, so Baron does a tremendous amount of damage compared to the damage output of your team. It's really hard to start it.
Oh, they're sneaking around the side.
They're looking for those long-range snares.
Here comes trouble. High's going to go in. Can he land the stun? Flashed out of by Dade. Spear also lands on balls, and Samsung Blue run and skitter away. But Spirit's been separated. They're going to give chase. Oh, Meteor's Hunter ulti is going to catch on. The voice box catches. They got him. They're going to get the slow. He's going to have to go across towards Baron.
Oh, the juke.
Beautiful juke, but he can't get away from Sneaky. But Samsung Blue, they still get that mid turret down.
Now they're getting collapsed on in the mid lane too.
Yeah, this could actually be bad for them. That's a good lantern away, Dade, to safety. But now Cloud9 say, okay, they're off to the side. Let's push down, try and get this inner turret, or certainly do a decent chunk of damage. They can always just peel off that, go towards the top lane, which is where the pings are now.
Yeah, I want to pull you towards an old stereotype that we do have in this one is if you go for a poke comp, which Samsung Blue almost certainly are, if you fall behind, you really will struggle to come back in this one. Cloud9 have a massive advantage now.
Yeah, no matter how good your record is in comebacks of games, if you're this far behind with the Jason Italy comp, it's going to be really, really difficult here. And in the words of Deficio, this game currently belongs to America right now. Cloud9 with a pretty good hold over game one. I have to say, though, they were uncharacteristic sort of picks here from Blue once again. So maybe, you know, coming out in the first game, they wanted to try something a little bit different. Cloud9 with a huge, huge answer.
Oh, could this be trouble? Pink ward goes down. They spot the AD carry off to the side. That's a quick repel from Spirit, but he's coming down on top of them. Can they finish him once again? Heart takes him out. But Boss is at the front. He's going to get the blow.
He's alive.
Off Heart.
Boss lived that.
Deft, everything on him. One more hit. It's going to go so low. The Ignite's got him. He's going to go down. Bang! Lemonation gets the kill, and Cloud9 are just turning it on here. Samsung Blue, they can't react. They can't react quick enough.
They are cleaning up this game. Cloud9 with some beautiful plays there. Lemon going in for the Ignite to secure the kill. And that was the only way they were going to secure it too. So Cloud9 going to take the Dragon right off the back of that one, pretty much controlling the entire map right now. Now they need to push up a little bit more with the vision control. They already have control of the blue side, which is where the Baron is. Oh, so that's an important one.
High almost getting the stun there onto Acorn, and we've just gone past that 10,000 gold lead now for Cloud9 over Samsung Blue. And what a way to start a best of 5. This will really pump Cloud9 up. You could also argue that it'll really pump Samsung Blue up as well.
Definitely going to work in Cloud9's favor as far as the morale is concerned, because everyone is talking about how they're the underdogs here. Remember, these teams are both late game oriented. Cloud9 are North America's best at executing games. When they were ahead, as we said, 17-2. We passed that 20-minute mark, and they're over 10K, as you said.
Well, if you think back to the group stages, Spirit said, don't worry, Deft, I'll never let you cry again.
Follow me.
Right now, Deft's face is like thunder. Absolutely stone-faced. Acorn just about getting away, and again, they're having to collapse, they're having to group, they're having to do anything to keep Cloud9 off them. High's going to get himself a big chunk of gold in this top wave. Samsung Blue are looking to try and create something in the mid lane, but Cloud9, again, they're ready.
Yeah, it's so hard for Blue to create something. They have to rely on either Cocoon or the hook from Thresh to hit somebody who's out of position. But they don't even have vision on Cloud9
there's a check.
to create one of those plays. Cloud9 are doing a great job moving together. So even if somebody does get caught out of position, then they would be able to win the team fight here. The massive amount of item advantage that they've accrued.
So that ward there next to Baron, pretty crucial,
Yeah,
I'd say.
that's a good
you
one.
know, just outside, they see that Cloud9 aren't doing it, so they're never going to face check through the first pushes towards that Baron area. That, however, was a good shock blast. And I think it's be a combo, both of them hitting there to bring Lemon Nation down to basically no health, which gives Samsung Blue now a bit of respite and may allow them to get back over towards the Baron area, clear out a lot of these wards that were put down by Cloud9 on that last little hold.
Cloud9 have got to be careful they don't get drawn into trying to bait out this Baron for too long here, because it's going to get let Samsung Blue slowly in. You can see those spears, they're going to get stronger and stronger. You can already see Death Cap nearly completed now, so he's starting to build up his power. And of course that poke will hurt. They keep on drawing in towards it. Samsung Blue are not being drawn into this fight. They will not go near that Baron area. And like you said, that one single ward is paying them dividends right now.
Yeah, and it's very smart for Blue not to overextend at all, because if they ever try and check into Fog of War versus Cloud9 team again, the bindings and the Cinder Stun would be certain death. The only other ways that Cloud9 really have to force a fight, though, are with those risky Balls teleports. As we saw, Balls teleporting single man in behind Blue to try and force them into an engage, and it was still fairly close, even though the massive goal is here. Oh, nice. The Golem gonna help him CS.
That's always nice. Bit of backup for high, thanks to that blue buff down on the bottom side of the map. We did see that ward again being put down by Samsung Blue outside or just around the corner from Cloud9's pink ward, which means they can keep a vision on that area. And actually, they are going to go in there and clear out that pink ward. So they've actually got more wards down in that area of the map. One inside, one outside now, meaning 2 pink wards or scans going to have to be used by Cloud9 to actually get control of that. Slowly but surely, Cloud9's pressure in this game is starting to wane a little.
Yeah, Cloud9 only have 1 pink ward down and none in inventory right now. They do have all sweepers off of cooldown, though. So when they do get everybody back to purchase wards and then take control of this Baron area, they can sweep it out.
They are slowly losing control. Every time they wait, every time they dance around, they keep getting caught out. High goes in, they catch on towards Spirit.
Oh, the Colin!
Isn't enough? One more shot from the Colin. Gets himself the kill. Has that opened up anything for Cloud9? Can they try and make this count with the top laner down?
Amazing Collins time after time here from Sneaky. The almost max range final couple of bullets that come out of that, securing him his 7th kill of the game. 7-0-3 now. They're going to start off the Baron. There are 2 wards that have got vision here, though, for Samsung Blue, so they know this one's happening. Can Lemon Nation keep them away from this Baron long enough? They pull away.
Risky stuff here. Cloud9 are low on hit points. The Balls is still getting hit by the Baron. It is not done yet. They're really low. That shock blast doing work, and you can see Meteos, Balls, Elimination all very low. TP comes in from Acorn. They may just risk it. They may go straight for Baron. They may force them away, try and catch some exit kills here. It is High that's keeping it around. Oh, he's separated. He's in trouble. Catches the stun. Dodges out of the death sentence, but he's in also trouble. In comes the team. Sneaky comes around. Gets himself another. He's going to keep on going. Death falls down. He goes down. Meteos gets away, leaps to safety, and Cloud9 does another kill.
Balls in the back there. He might just fall here to Acorn. He's burning him there now. It flashes away. Gets out of it, and it's a triple kill. Acorn's away, but it's going to be a quadra for Sneaky. He finishes off in style with the Culling, and they're going to go straight to Baron.
Sneaky is a ridiculous beast this game. He is completely carrying the weight here. And Cloud9, as we said, it was going to be kind of hard for them to force something. They can juggle it. They can still juggle the aggro.
Dodge the green! Dodge the green! They live, they get away! And wow, a Baron ace for 1 death.
Even with Cloud9 being so far ahead, it was still going to be hard for them to force that issue. And what they do is sort of bait Blue here in a very, very, very risky bait. Cloud9 relying on the Zanyas, though, for High. And Sneaky comes in for the cleanup. He does so much damage. Watch him rip through this team. Meteos even able to hop away from the rappel so he doesn't get taken down. And again, there's that Balls teleport into the backline. His Catalyst upgrade as well, going to start healing him right at the very end. Woo.
This was just stylish at the end, like, oh, I've got no vision in that rush. Well, guess what? I got the college. Get another one. And Cloud9, after taking Baron, going to go down, get themselves a dragon as well. And they are so far ahead now in this game. They've got to start pushing with this Baron buff on. You can see that Samsung Blue trying to set up something a little bit sneaky down on this bottom side of the map, but he doesn't have to go fall for it. He catches out Dade. Where's the ultimate? Not quite in range for it just yet. He's going to keep chasing down though. He's going to have this one surely. A little bit slow, but he does finish off for another kill. 40 seconds spawn time here for Dade. This is at least an in-him turret.
Slam dunk on Dade. Can they keep on pushing? That's the question. It's currently 6-4-8 for high, and Dade said, Cloud9, they've got nothing for us to worry about. Well, they damn well better be worried right now because Cloud9 are dominating them in game one. Death Instance doesn't land. Cocoon doesn't land. Meteos pushes them back, and again, the tower is taking damage. The first inhibitor turret will go down, and it's Cloud9 that take it.
That is going to be the inhibitor as well, yeah. Cloud9, if there is a team in North America that can notice these patterns from Blue and punish them for them, this is the team to do that. And they did such a magnificent job this time around.
Wow. We said that Cloud9 had a chance in this one. I'm not sure that anyone was expecting such a fantastic start out of them in this one, but well, so far, I mean, let's not get carried away. They've not won this game yet, and it is a best of 5, of course. So still a long way to go, whichever way the dice rolls. And you can see that Acorn and the rest of Samsung Blue pretty much are headed towards the bottom side of the map. So gonna try and push some little advantages. Meteor says, nope, don't fancy this one. I'll pop my ultimate. That means a blue buff goes over to Samsung Blue.
Yeah, the one area that Blue have been able to control for this game is trying to steal away Cloud9's Blue after Cloud9 have taken several objectives. But man, Cloud9 this game, this is sort of like Cloud9 taking vengeance on the Samsung organization for what they did to TSM in their first games of the best of 5s. And the opening way that you open up the best of 5 is so important, setting that momentum. Cloud9 going to feel much more confident going into game 2 because game 2, they're on Blue side.
And look towards elimination. As Zonya's Hourglass, another needlessly large rod. He's 1-0-17 right now. We said they got comfort champions that work for them, and Sneaky and Elimination have been doing incredible amounts of work for Cloud9. It worked so well for them at the start. We wondered whether we were going to see Meteors camping down there, but they didn't need him. Pretty much made most of it work out for themselves. As you mentioned, it was a stronger lane that just worked for them, and really, they have made it count. But you can see those spears, they still hurt.
Yeah, this is a poke squad. Their poke still definitely does hurt, and Cloud9 are lacking in the regeneration component of this composition. But they do have that Baron buff, so that will give them a decent amount and free them up to pull this siege because they also have pressure of super minions going down the mid lane here. Sneaky can take large chunks out of this turret if he gets an opening. Jeff being up top, they can take pot shots at the turret.
Sneaky trying to draw. They're trying to see whether the crowd control gets pulled first. Def keeps on going up the top. They've caught high. Death Sentence lands, but it doesn't get followed up on. They didn't pull the trigger on that one. Cloud9. Still risky for them.
Let's talk about that bright spot for Blue, for this Blue team. The first pick Thresh from Heart. His hooks onto high has been ridiculous this game. If there is a way for them to claw back in, it's going to be hook from Heart and a high priority target going down. But Cloud9 aren't going to give him an opening.
There's something going for Dade. Sneaky will get that one. Second goes to Balls. This is going to be an inhibitor turret number 2. The inhib itself is going to fall. They've got super minions slowly but surely working down the mid lane as well. Cloud9 with a 30-second spawn time on the mid lane and support might think about ending game 1 here.
They're going to push on through. The Nexus is taken low. They're going to try and catch on towards Acorn. Tower hits, though, are still raining through. Minions come around the side. There's still 5 members alive. Those spears don't do a great deal to Balls. Here comes the minions. Super minions with them. They have enough to take down the Nexus turrets. And ladies and gentlemen, everyone in America, you may want to stay up late because it looks like Cloud9 are going to be taking game 1. The turret number 2 will fall. Spirit helpless. They can't stop them. They're putting the damage down on the Nexus. The rest of Samsung Blue spawn. They're going to try one last ditch effort to keep Cloud9 off the Nexus, but it's going to go down. And Cloud9 take game 1.
Not Zushan, though, they're getting a few more kills here at the end. Spirit will actually die. It's going to be another ace right in the very final moment. But you were right. Game number 1 does go to Cloud9 in the best of 5.
I love to see that game face after the win, too. Cloud9 know